New evidence suggests that secretly, Diana wanted to be queen. But who deserved it most, Diana or Camilla?
One of her greatest fears was the thought of Camilla becoming queen one day and taking that place that she may have had, had Camilla not been involved in their marriage.
Royal fans, and especially Diana fans, are outraged that the queen shared her sincere wish for Camilla to be queen.
Those people were told by the palace that Camilla would be styled princess consort to protect the memory of Diana.
And it's true, the palace declared Camilla will never be queen, but will stay princess consort even when Charles becomes king. Now people feel hurt and betrayed by the queen. They feel the queen went back on her promise.
So sad for those millions of devoted Diana supporters around the world who feel that they've been let down.
Public opinion about Camilla is divided. Some can't stand the thought of Camilla as queen at all. Sorry, but I will never ever see Camilla as queen. Hopefully William and Kate will be our next king and queen. Others support Camilla and all she has done for the queen, especially in her time of turmoil and heartache.
Maybe after being let down by her son and grandson, she is truly appreciating those who have supported her during tough times. And Camilla is one of them.
But some still think Diana would have made a better queen.
Diana had grace and genuine care for the sick, the poor, and the marginalized. As queen, this could have amounted to so much real difference to the world.
And is it that hard to believe that Diana wanted to be queen? She famously said she wanted to be a queen of people's hearts.
When Diana made that remark about being Queen of Hearts, she was saying she could be a better queen. And she was actually hitting the queen at this weak spot of her lack of emotional, outgoing empathy.
And maybe Diana as queen is not that far-fetched. Because here's another little interesting detail. Apparently, Diana never wanted to divorce Charles.
She wasn't the one that wanted to separate or have a divorce. Given the choice, she would have stayed and tried to make a happy marriage. She loved Charles.
It was actually the Queen's decision. And we all know what the Queen says is final. And as a final sign of the Queen's anger, she stripped Diana of all her royal titles as well.
Stripping of the HRH from Diana, I see as a rare instance of spite on the part of Elizabeth II. The Queen's cool, to some extent, deserted her, and combat was engaged.
And some royal fans agree Diana could still have been alive.
Why was the mother of the future king allowed to have titles removed and security removed? She never wanted a divorce and would have still been alive if security had been in charge of that night.
And here's a little something else to consider. Charles and Camilla's marriage almost did not happen. Not only did the Queen apparently hate the mere thought of it,
the Queen did everything she possibly could not to have Camilla's name mentioned in her presence, and if the Queen was to refer to Camilla, I don't even think it was by name.
But most in the public were dead set against it.
Camilla's reputation at that time had gone through the floor. She was seen as a marriage wrecker. She was perceived as the one who had broken up the royal marriage between Charles and Diana.
But Charles had put his mother in a terribly awful spot. He insisted that he was going to marry Camilla no matter what. Even if the Queen did despise the mere thought of it, it's fair to think she did not want to risk another abdication. Her own uncle, King Edward, abdicated his own throne for love. It would have been devastating if Charles was to do the same.
If the Queen could have opened up a large hole and put Camilla into it, it would have been perfect, as far as she was concerned. But Charles said that Camilla was non-negotiable.
The only way the people finally agreed to the marriage was when the palace declared Camilla will never be queen, but princess consort, even when Charles becomes king.
The reason why they accepted the marriage was that they thought Camilla was going to be known as princess consort. Now, she's going to be queen. And so I think this is sort of sticking in the throats of Diana fans who feel it's disloyal to Diana's memory.
No wonder royal fans feel hurt and betrayed.
Don't get me wrong, Camilla's doing great. But when will Claire and House learn to stop making promises that they never intend to keep?
Here's one more important question to consider. Would Prince Philip have allowed it if he were still here? There are critics who feel enough time has passed, and even Prince Philip would have respected the Queen's wish. Just as the Queen has since come to love and respect Camilla. But not all royal watchers are convinced.
Would the Queen have included her blessing for Camilla if Philip had still been alive?
And their views are shared by outspoken royal critics.
This announcement probably wouldn't have been made if Prince Philip was alive. I mean, by all accounts, he remained quite skeptical about the concept of Camilla as Queen Consort.
We now see there was an actual real possibility that Camilla may never have been part of the royal family, let alone to one day become Queen Consort. But do you think there was ever any real possibility at all that Diana and Charles stayed married and she became queen? Or do you agree with comments like this one?
I have absolutely no problem with Camilla becoming Queen Consort. Diana would never have become queen, even if she was alive. Her divorce from Charles was finalized before her death.
And is it fair after more than 20 years to still blame Camilla for the bitter breakup of Charles and Diana's marriage?
Die-hard Diana fans, I think they're deluded Diana fans, you know? It's time to move on. The poor woman has been dead for 25 years. If her mother-in-law, the Queen, can accept it, why on earth are these people so obsessed about a woman they've probably never met?
Or do you believe the world would have been a better place if Diana was still here and was to become the next queen?
I'd like to be a queen of people's hearts, but I don't see myself being queen of this country. I don't think many people would want me to be queen.
Maybe Camilla truly has earned her place in the royal family, and all that really matters is that Charles is finally happy.
I think she will be absolutely key to Charles's reign. I think she will be the strength behind him. She's there because she loves Charles and she wants to support him. And I think she will be seen by history not as the woman who nearly destroyed the monarchy, but actually the woman who really sort of shored it up.
Let us know what you think, and stay tuned for more royal bombshells.